So last session, we have started with one topic called features of C#.NET, and that was not related to any specific version. General features we started, and that we have come up to study with two features last class. One was platform independent, and second is language independent. Platform independent. Second is what? Language independent. Today we'll learn about language interoperability. Yes. What is language interoperability? It is like this. Developing .NET application with the help of more than one .NET language. That is what you call language interoperability. Basic definition, which I'm writing. Developing .NET application with the help of what? More than one .NET language. Okay, let me give you one small example, right? So what is it? For example, I have one language as C#.NET, one language, and I have another language as VB.NET, two languages we have. Both are related with .NET only. Both will run on .NET framework only. But interesting thing that you would find is here I write one program. Here also I'll write one program. In C#.NET program, say for example, somewhere in the program, I have used one data type called int. Okay. Okay. So what did I use? I have used what I said. I have used a program. I developed a program in C#.NET. And what did I use? I have used one data type called what? Integer. Okay. And especially when I go with this concept, what we come across to study is, for example, now if I go with VB.NET programming language has different data types. They are not same to C#.NET. Here we have a data type called integer. Okay. Yeah. So under VB.NET, what is the data type used as a integer? Under C#.NET, what is the data type we use as a int? So obviously languages are different. So even things will differ. Okay. And one more thing I'll highlight here. When we write a program, that program first we will hand over to respective compiler. We'll transfer that to where? Respective compiler. Okay. It means what? It means what? If you have written a program in C#, hand over it to C# compiler. If you write a program in VB.NET, give it to VB compiler. Respective compilers will understand. No doubt in that. Okay. But problem is not with compilation. Problem is not with making compiler understand about it. No. Problem is about execution. Um, problem is about execution. Execution means if I try to run C# code from VB, or if I try to run VB code from C#, I mean, they are different languages, no? They are different languages. But what is that? What is that you need? You want to make C# code run from VB, or you want to run VB code from C#? Okay. So for that reason, remember that if I give this C# integer to VB, VB doesn't know about integer, VB cannot run C# code. And when you give VB code to C#.NET, because C#.NET doesn't know about integer, now C#.NET will reject the code of VB.NET. Then how do I run? Obviously, C# code you run in C# language, VB code you run in VB language. But no, sometimes the situation arises where I want to execute my program across languages, like across, like C# code I want to run from VB, and VB code I want to run from C#. So for that reason, C# or .NET introduces one special data type concept, that which you call as CTS. Yes. .NET introduces what? CTS. What do you call this? Common type system. And this is a part of CLR, Common Language Runtime. Okay. And you know what Microsoft has done? Microsoft has introduced common type system. So that common type system better you call as neutral data types. What are they? For integer, Microsoft introduced one data type called system.int32. What is the purpose of this? Now, it goes like this. When you want to make C# program run through VB.NET, you have to do this. C#.NET int, you give to CTS. CTS will map this int with system.int32. And this system.int32 will map to integer. And then int will be made to understand VB.NET. Int will be made to understand to whom? VB.NET. Reverse process also. Integer you give to system.int32. Int system.int32 will make int understand about integer. Seeing this picture, seeing this process, you can clearly mention what data types used in C#.NET differs from data types used in VB.NET. VB.NET. Okay, then how do they run? How do they run? Because data types are different. How do they run? That is what I've said. Hence, when applications of these languages are executed, to be executed together, then the problem is solved in .NET using CTS. So CTS is what? Common type system. Which data types? Neutral data types. CTS takes responsibility to exchange the code. C# now can run VB code, VB can now run C# code. Yes. Because of CTS, this is possible. C# can run VB and VB can run C#. That is what you call language interoperability. Language interoperability. Why this is why I said that C# requires VB code when VB code requires C#, because this may come across in even in real time, you know. For example, a company has got a project. Assume a company has got a project. Develop that project in .NET. And to develop that project in .NET, company has few resources, like few employees are there. And in that employees, say for example, some employees are experienced in C#.NET. Some employees are experienced in VB.NET. So what company will do? Company wants that project to complete as soon as possible, as early as possible. And they want the project to be developed where the total experience of those employees should be placed into that project. C# experience employees should also be there. VB.NET employees experience should also be used in the project. So what will happen? The project is taken. Now C# code is written by C# programmers. VB code is written by VB programmers. However, we got language interoperability. Later you connect those programs. You ask wherever C# requires VB code execution, give that program to VB. Whenever VB requires C# VB code to run in C#, you give VB code to C#. However, CTS is there, that will take care of. You understand? That is called language interoperability. Yes. You have anything to ask me on this part? Go ahead, please. Unmute yourself. You can put forward your query, or you have some issues with your mic, or you have some issues with your any other thing. Please use chat panel and can forward your query. Yes, please. Any questions that you have on it?
Hello.
Yeah, Harish, I'm listening to you. Yes, Harish.
CLR system in 32 is only VB net only acceptable, or any Microsoft is other languages also?
Yeah. For everything, CTS is common type system across languages. The sentence I said is across languages.
Okay. Acceptable 60 languages also.
Yeah, all 60. Yes.
Okay.
Into 32, just an example I gave you. Intention of giving you this example is into 32 indicates it is 32 bits. 32 bits in the sense 4 bytes. Int data type in C# reserves memory of 4 bytes. Integer also reserves memory of 4 bytes. For that reason, int 32 is a common type for int and integer as well as for C#. Other types of what? .NET framework languages. For float something, for double something, for byte something, for short something. That I'll give you once we are into programming. Probably then I'll cover you about all those data types, common type systems. Yeah, Ravali, any questions you have, Ravali?
No.
Okay, fine. Khushbu Mathur?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. That's fine. Sairam is new. Just now he has joined. Fine. Right. This is about all language interoperability. Like that, let's talk on other features as well. Now, these are things that are needed, which can go with a detailed explanation, introduction classes. Those things I've covered. Now the features, what I'm going to list, they can be only discussed theoretically because they are separate topics in my coming classes. Whenever I start the topic, I'll get into a detailed study of those things when the topic starts. At this point of time, we'll just have it to be a theoretical part. Let me just talk on that. That is one more feature of C# supports all OOPS concepts. Yes. So what OOPS concept and all, when I start object-oriented programming in our classes, at that time I'll discuss that. At this, just remember that. And one more important thing, supports to work with database programming. That is what you call ADO.NET. Yes. Now, under ADO.NET, that is database programming, what we do is ADO.NET is made available with three modules. One is called ADO.NET Connected Model. That is called Managed Provider. What is it all? I'm not talking on that. Just listing you with the topics. Second, we have ADO.NET Disconnected Model. This is another part. And third is the latest we have ADO.NET Entity Framework. That is called EDM. That is Entity Data Model. Yes. Discuss on this very detailed ADO.NET. ADO.NET connected model. I made many real-time scenarios to study on that. And disconnected model also. Almost we have around 30 to 35 scenarios. I'm going to talk on that. And ADO.NET Entity Framework. Few things we'll study now. Few things we'll study in .NET Core. C# में few things we'll study. Core में भी few things we'll study. By the end of the total .NET course content that which is designed by me for things to cover for all the things related to .NET, by the end of this total course, you will be aware of complete ADO.NET Entity Framework. Sixth feature, support types of applications. What applications? All those console application, window-based application, web application, mobile application. All those things are possible. But overview now, when you talk about this, you can say like different types include console and purely C# console. If I link C# to ASP, then web application. Okay. Now, another important thing that you would find is supports to develop what? Distributed programming. Yeah. This is something related with three-tier architecture. Three it is. Three-tier architecture. ADO.NET is two-tier architecture. Two-tier you say or two-layered you say? Layered you say. What difference and all we'll see when I start that topic. At this stage, let's not study them. Eighth, we have supports to work with WPF. That is called Windows Presentation Foundation. Yeah. Remember one thing, WPF is not total content that is being covered in our course. Okay. Not total content, please make this very clear. Because if you are looking forward for complete content for WPF, then you have to go through a separate course on that part. Make this clear, please. But whatever I cover, that will also be more than enough for you to understand all the basics of WPF. All the basics of what? WPF. If you want that to be, that you want to have in-depth knowledge of WPF, then you need to take up a separate course to look into the detailed content of what? WPF. That would be myself only take that course also. But that would take at least, around 30 sessions it would take, 30 classes it would take to get you a detailed study on what? WPF. Otherwise, my course content, what I have designed to give you an introductory part of WPF will also take at least 3 to 4 sessions to discuss about that WPF part. Okay. Now, yeah. Now, going further. along with these features, we have something to study now about common language runtime, CLR. We'll discuss now on this part. Yes, already I said you, CLR is for what? Execution process. Hope you last session you remember. Last class, compilation, execution process, two things I said. Compilation में what all will happen? Source code, compiler, assembly. Wait, CIL code. उसके बाद then you give that CIL code to CLR. CLR will give that code to JIT compiler. JIT compiler will take that code to OS. Converting it to what? Native code. Native code. And that native code will run on OS. Total 3 types of codes. That part. So now I'm going to talk on CLR. What is it, CLR? Simple, you can say. Responsible. It is. CLR is responsible for managing what? .NET code. What do you call this .NET code? CIL code. What is CIL code? Byte code. Byte code is what? Byte code is what? It's like this. Half of fully executable code. And one more thing, one more thing. .NET software actually comes with in 2 ways. Like I'll better mention like that. .NET software has what? 2 kits. 2 kits. One development kit. This is for developing an application. And second is deployment kit. This is for execution. Execution. Development kit, where it is? It is in C:/program files. In that location. Where is deployment kit? Yes, deployment kit is in Windows/System32 folder. Deployment kit is available in this location. Oh. Simple. Shall I conclude? CLR. Simple story. See how easy you can understand with the concept of CLR, how it actually works. Like let okay, it gives you 2 things, C#.NET and another I'll write VB.NET. Okay, 2 things. Right. Now see, you write one program, right? VB.NET also you write one program. Okay. Right. And then what you do is give that program to compiler. Obviously C# compiler. Give this program to VB compiler. Which language you are writing program, you'll give it to the same compiler. No? So, okay. What compiler will do is they will generate assembly. Okay. Here, VB.NET also generate assembly. Till here, 2 compilers are involved. C#.NET compiler, VB.NET compiler. They both are, till here, they are involved. Do you understand? Till this point, they both are involved. Now point is, once you go to this, what assembly, that assembly part you recollect, please. Assembly is .exe, .dll, that same story, no change in that. Same story, .exe or types of all that strings already we discussed. Okay. But for your instant reference, I would just mention one point that compiler. Okay. Till here, C# compiler, VB compiler can help you. After this, remember, from here, once assemblies are generated, now we got CLR involved. Yes. Common language runtime. Common. CLR can run C# assembly also. CLR can run VB.NET assembly also. CLR can run ASP.NET assembly also. CLR can run VC++.NET assembly also. CLR can run F#.NET assembly also. available on .NET, those all can get run by CLR. That is the reason it is called Common Language Runtime. That's the story. Why common language? This is the example. You can correlate and understand what exactly it is. And along with CLR, we have been made available by many components in CLR. One is one component in just in time compiler. Second, just now we studied CTS, common type system. Third, we have AMM, automatic memory management. Fourth, GC, called garbage collector. 5, SM, that is called security manager. 6th, you call CL, that is called class loader. Once again, one question has come. Now, 7, that is called as EM, that is called exception management. Like this, we have got around 11 to 12 components available in CLR. As of now, we are aware of only 2 components. One is JIT compiler, the second is CTS. The rest of the things are to be discussed now. Now you know this, especially this third I'm talking about, AMM, automatic memory management. I'll just compare. I'm not saying, please, you should not confuse here. I'm not saying that to learn C#.NET, you should know some other language, then only you can go with C#.NET. No, I said there is no prerequisite to learn C#.NET. C#.NET alone, individual, independent can be learned. My intention is just to make you aware how C# goes with memory management, how C# handles that process. Yeah, that process. To understand that process, I usually, what I do is, I'll compare with old language. If you are not familiar with C, if you are not aware of C language, at least remember what I'm saying. That would help you easy in understanding automatic memory management and garbage collector concept of C#. Overview only, not in detail. At this stage, we can't learn everything. Just I'm giving an idea. So listen carefully now. C language में memory handling, I mean to say, like, in order to store your data through C language. So that memory allocation and memory deallocation, both programmer, that was completely in the hands of what? Programmer. Okay. C language, I'm saying, please. If you want to store something, you should specify how much memory you want. So you should take responsibility of memory allocation. Second, once your program is over and you don't want that data also, remove that memory. So the deallocation task was also your task. It was allocation of memory plus deallocation of memory. Both are in your control. Both are in your process. You should take responsibility of that. And when we were handling memory concepts in C language, because of that, you could find that we have faced lot of issues. C language. You understand? so that C# memory handling concept easily you can understand. What issues we faced? One biggest issue in C language that you would find was related to something called, aware of it or not, C language. At least remember if you're not aware, but this has quite a very detailed explanation in terms of C programming. Leakage of memory. Another drawback of C language when it comes to memory handling concept, wastage of memory, leakage of memory, wastage of memory. And third one that you face is about something called dangling pointers. Dangling pointers. These were three major issues that we used to face in C language. And from then, what all advanced programming languages, Java, C#, .NET, Python, what they said is, now memory handling, memory allocation, memory deallocation, I better call memory handling, that memory handling concept, they took away from programmer. Now programmer involvement is not needed, neither in memory allocation nor in deallocation. Both are automatic. Software will take care of that now. That is what the meaning AMM, automatic memory management. As a programmer, you don't involve in it. Software will take care of. Java may also the same thing. .NET may also same thing. Python may also same thing. Or advanced any other programming language, they're also the same story. C++ may we used to do. From advanced languages, software is doing for us. I'm going to show you all this, like, when we come up to practical session, I'm going to talk that about something called memory management. Especially, we are going to learn 3 types of memory concepts in C#. 3 types. One is called stack memory, stack memory, STACK, stack memory. Second, AP, heap memory. Then I'm going to talk on static pool, that is called global memory. Memory allocation mein these 3. Deallocation mein I'm going to talk on garbage collector. When we need, at that time we'll discuss. At this stage, no, we'll not talk on that. May put you in confusion. Yes, please. You have anything to ask in this? Everyone in the batch, please. All the participants. Any questions you have on it? Go ahead. Any question, any question. For theoretical to understand about something called base class libraries or framework class libraries. Yes. Now, here I'm going to cover first I'll discuss overview part of it. Then I'll come up with architecture on this. Yeah. What does FCL means, what it is meant for. Okay. Then tomorrow's class, I'll come up with introduction to Visual Studio. That is our tool in which we are going to develop our .NET applications. Okay. So let me talk on this. And you call them with a topic as BCL/FCL. Base class libraries or framework class libraries. And before I go detail way, first let me give you a fundamental concept. Right? What is it? Listen carefully, please. To learn any programming language, okay, learning curve is Any programming, important program, any programming. I'm not talking about only C#, any C#, Python, Java, C, C++, old programming languages, COBOL, Pascal, ABC, Ruby, all programming, any programming language. If you want to learn, that learning technique is what? Knowledge on rules of that language, whichever language you are learning. First fundamental is that you should have this one, knowledge on rules of that language. Yeah, one. Second, what is needed? What is second needed? Yes, second thing is API required to develop applications. API is application program interface. What is it? We'll discuss, nothing to worry on this. Okay. Now, question that comes is API Java makes point. Yeah, it's there. API. You have API in C#? Yes. API in VB? Yes. You have API in C also? Yes. You have. Yes. Their APIs are that language APIs. That C language will have API. Yes, you have. You have APIs in C also. You understand? But you have what is API is that we need to know now through the example. Okay, through example. Now I'll give you some idea first, because C# we have not yet started with practical. Probably next class I'm going to come up with my first practical session on C#.NET. So obviously once we are into C# programming, I'll 100% I'll discuss both these points. That's what I'm saying. To learn any programming language, the learning curve is these two. So when I start C# programming, I'm going to talk on this. But at this stage, since we are not aware, we have not yet entered into C# practical. For that reason, I'm not going to talk these rules related to C#. Better, I'll do one thing. I'll discuss these 2 points, taking C language as an example. First on that part. Later, I'll go to C#. C# rules I'll discuss. Right. C language, when you write a program, in C language, program like this, #include stdio.h. Like this you start. You all are familiar with C. You all have idea about C. My point is, if you are coming up with your academics to any technical stuff, 100% your C will be there in every academic studies as the base language. Since I'm not aware of you people, so for that reason, I'm just confirming from you, like if you have, then that makes point.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, Ravali, that's fine. So you people can just make me, you can understand little easy now, no problem. At least answer to the queries that we have on this, so that you can understand the meaning of that rules of that language. What about Khushbu? Are you aware of C, Khushbu?
Yes, sir, I know about that.
Oh, okay. Then no problem. Then it will be easy for you to even understand the rules of C#. No issue.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So now I'm talking about the rules, in terms of C language. So one I said, like #include. Even if I'm a trainer, if I'm training C language, so obviously I'm going to talk on this line quite a very detail. Directly, I can't come up in my program writing something called #include. Rather, I have to make first a person aware the rules of this #include. So then the story starts. Yes, what is it? Hash directive include preprocessor together. #include preprocessor directive. That is the story we have. Then I should explain them. Then what? Is it only one preprocessor? No, no, many. Make a list now. Hash define. Hash if def. Hash undef. Hash else. Hash endif. Hash pragma. Hash error. These all are what? Preprocessors. All are preprocessed. These all are preprocessed. That is available in C language. Rules. Boy here, rules. These are the rules. You should know about them. Okay, this is over. Okay, 1 point is over. Second point. Then we write hash include और कुछ लिखते हैं हम पैसा conio.h something you write conio.h. And again one more also we write hash include math.h. One more is there hash include string.h. How many I'll write? Better you people through chat panel you all confirm me, like if you're aware of C, you just confirm me how many header files you have. Rules. This is the rule I meant to say. How many header files you have. Just number me. So that I won't write all of them. You just number me. I'll understand that those all to be written according to the requirement. We are trying to understand, please. The rules story we are trying to understand. Just number me. How many header files are there in C language? 4 already you said me. 4 I wrote. Any other, apart from these 4, instead of writing all those, that would waste my time and your time. Better you just say number you say, will conclude. That makes one rule that you should know when you write a program in C language. 25. Harish Reddy says, okay. Yes, please. You can use chat panel. Everyone, just confirm it. $25. Okay. Ravali, what about you? Sairam, if you are aware, you also can answer, please. 25. Okay. Okay. Fine. Anyways, at least today you remember, please. Today you remember. C has 30 header files. 30. 30 are there. 30. Okay, no problem, Sairam. At least remember this. 30 header files are there. And in that 30, remember, 27 are standard, 3 are special. Total 30. Okay? 30 header files are there in C language. Right? No, that is one point. Okay. Now, you know something? Once you write all these header files, you write, you know about this, right? We write main. ऐसा कुछ लिखते हैं C language, void main. So now, as a trainer, I should explain the rules of writing this. And remember this, please. Main function is there, na? Main function. This main function. In how many ways you can write? Main function. In how many ways you can write in C language? That is also a rule. That is what my point is. Before you write the code, you need to know all these things. C# I am going to talk. That rules is that is on my part. That is to be explained from my end. That I'll when we are into programming, when we are into practical, then at that time I'm going to talk on these 2 points of C#. That is, I'm not talking about C#. I'm talking about C language. When you write main, something you write as main. In how many ways you can write main now? How many ways you can write main function in C language?
Many. Char main and int main,
Hmm.
many.
Hmm. Okay. Ravali, what is your answer, ma? What is your answer on this? Just number it. If you are aware, just number it. If not, I'll share my answer. At least you remember that. Fine. Right. Let me come up. In C language, yeah, I'm coming up answer. Yeah, Ravali, I'm coming up with my answer. In C language, you can write main function in 6 ways. Remember this, please. 6 ways, 6 ways. 6 ways. What are they? Fine. I'll write all the ways. I'll write. One is like this. One is like this. Void main int argc character pointer argv. ये एक टेक्निक है. Second, और एक है तो one more is there. Void main int argc character pointer argv, comma character pointer envp. One more. And all three I repeat, and I will change void to int, void to int, void to int. Six ways are there. Even in C#.NET also, we are going to write main. C#.NET also. So you should not, like in C#.NET, how many ways you can write main function in C#. So that when I start, I said, no, when I start, I'm going to talk on these 2 points. C# rules that are, these are C language rules. Argc, argument counter, argv, argument vector, envp, program environment, envp. And one more thing, please. One more thing. Yeah, na, these all, I don't know whether you people have used or not. In C language, when you write a program, you write all these things as a bit CLR, SCR, then something you write as printf, something you write as scanf, then something you write as getch, then you write something as getche, then you write something called getcat. What a lot of things are there. A lot of, and you, if I start writing this, what are these all called? You have any specific term we have for this? One specific word is there. They are all called functions, no doubt. They are functions, but you call them. These all built in. We have one specific word. What do you call that? You have any idea on this? And we have something called fopen. We have something called fclose. We have something called fprintf. Then we have something called fscanf. Then we have something called cprintf. cprintf. We have something called sprintf. We have something called vprintf. Then we have something called fread. Something called
Predefined
fc.
functions.
Predefined functions, we have one word. C may we have a specific word for this. Predefined functions. But what are those predefined functions called? ftell, then remove, then rename, then rewind. All these are functions. All these are. And remember, please, these all are called library functions. C language. All these are called library functions. Like this, I wrote very few. We have the approximate, I'm not saying exact number, approximate C language may you would find very easily 3000 plus functions. 3000 plus. And if you put that point on our end, that we hardly know functions, we can count on fingers. All this which I listed, na, all this which very frequently we use in our programming. I started my career into IT industry as a C programmer only. First, when I started my job, it was like for C programmer. When even at that time I was working and I was taking my classes. Almost I carried 22 years of experience under training now. I have come 22 years of experience, also 22nd year running now. And 2014 I left my job, and from then I'm into full-fledged training only. In 2014 I worked. After that I left my job, and I'm last job on which I left my job when I was working as senior technical leader, and from then I'm into training only. I I have almost every I have a timeline of corporate trainings on .NET, SQL Server, Oracle. Any of the companies I visit to for .NET training. Last month I completed back-to-back 2 trainings with a company called Scientist for C#.NET. Fine. This is what we have, a concept of what the first point that which I listed, that is called to learn any programming language. 2 things important. That library functions are there now. That library functions indirectly is API, ready-made things provided by software. Using it, what you are doing, you are developing your application. API. C language API is library functions. If you go to Java, Java has got its own API. Java APIs, क्या है वो classes, interfaces. C#.NET has API. C#.NET API has 5 things to learn in it. C#.NET API, classes are there, interfaces are there, structures are there, enums are there, delegates are there. 5 things are API of C#.NET. I'm going to talk on the point. I said no, coming classes, we have these things to learn. First practical only. I'll get back to you on this, all these basic things. Please go through that course content, please. Whichever the course content I have, I already shared with the management. You can ask that course content. Please go through all the course, the total content, what will be delivered by me in a course of .NET course that includes C#, SQL Server, and the basics of ASP.NET, basics of MVC, and then .NET Core. The total course content is shared already. I shared with them. You can ask them. They'll give you the link. You can go through that link. If you feel something that which you are looking forward is not available in my course content, please bring to my notice. Definitely that would be covered. No issues. But what I have designed is all industry oriented things only I have mentioned in my course content. Because as I said you that I regularly visit to many companies for corporate training for .NET as well as other subjects. So keeping all those things only, the course content has been designed. Okay. Right. So this last theoretical topic, some few things are remained in it to discuss. Probably tomorrow's class, I'll come up with its architecture, what actually a base class and framework class library. Tomorrow itself, the first practical session where I'll come up with introduction to Visual Studio. Okay. Slowly we are into programming. Yes, from my end, I'm done. You have any question that you would like to ask me on this?